Hello, everybody. Hello, members. Hello, people out in FinTwit, people out in YouTube land. It is DP with Alpha Traders here to give you our top 5 plays of the week. You will see that we have 7 names on here, so we've gone a little bit over the top this week with our 5. So let's just get right into it. Apple. Big position for us. We're in the 133 calls. Our members are. Looks amazing coming into this. It really looks like with this strong gap up and it held 130 that we're going to be looking at 138, 139 once we clear 134.09. 134.45 is a good number. That was about right around the highs of the gap up here. And if we reclaim this 138, we take 50% of the breakout again. So if you take it from the bottom of this breakout here, 123, take it to here, it's 134, it's 9. 50% of that is what we're looking at getting into. So that's right around 138, 139. That's going to be our target for this week is 138. That's our magic number. We're going to get out of this stuff. If we can get to 138, we'll draw some fancy lines for everybody. But you can see the trend line here, way over the trend line. This is a bull flag. If you guys want me to, I can draw you a little flag. It'll look like so. Give you one more trend line. This is a flag, and everybody's happy. There's your extension. There's your flag. Everybody's happy. Really looking at any type of volume here. This was a half day, and it just kind of neandered. But we're looking at 138. I think Apple's a really good buy. If you're not in it yet, look to get in on the break of 134.41 and hold. You don't want to just get into it as it breaks. You want to see it hold for 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour. You want to see that hold, and then you'll watch it go. Next on our list, old reliable ISRG. Wow, did we make our group just made a killing on ISRG this week. It is literally following exactly what it did at every set of 100s. You look here, where's the run up? 700 is here. It ran 68 points over the next week, 10 days. And I'm looking for another group of this here. Take this out of here for you. That's our old line. So what I'm looking for is a buy here against 800. It might get all the way down the 8-day of 793, but again, it's our 50% retracement rule. I'm not talking Fibonacci. All the chartist people, you guys can talk about it. The way I roll it, from the bottom of the breakout to the top, you have a 50%. That's where you want to buy. If it drops below 50%, it's a dud. It's a fake break. You don't want to touch it. So for me, I'm looking at touch of this 8-day, be beautiful. It's such a good buy at 793. Does it get to 793? We'll see. I don't think so. We might start dabbling around 800 and let it come down. And if it wants to come down, we're going to layer in 2 separate layers here. So we're going to be in it small to begin with. And if it takes off, we're involved. We can always add more. And then you'd be looking at if it doesn't go, and say you have we'll call it the 810 calls for the week. What you'll do here at 792, you'll go into the 800 calls. So you'll have the 800 and the 810. If this breaks and it does not hold, you do have support at 776. I would not expect this to go. This is a super strong trend. Just the fact that surgeries are coming, they're so backlogged that they're just constantly moving since COVID. ISRG is just one of those that the software, the mechanics of it is so good, and it's really starting to run. And I still think ISRG probably has another 30, 40, 50 points in it over the next 10 days. Hopefully we can ride that wave a little bit, and you'll ride it with us. Disney. The more and more I look at Disney, the more and more I love it. So you can see some of our levels here from before. Those were met with flying colors. Flying colors. Really what's left, I do think, I'm not saying it gets above this 179.45, 179.67 is, we'll put it back down here to 45. We'll get close enough. Boom. So we're looking at it there. That's a huge buy. If it gets through this, that's a huge buy. But we're currently in the 180s. We bought them at about 174, 173-ish. I do expect Disney probably to touch the 8-day, but it may not. It may just go. And I think it gets back to close to 179, 180. For us, our plan is we're going to look to sell it at 178.50, 178, somewhere in there. There should be a nice 100% trade. Add it to the bucket. If it falls below the 8-day and gets to the gap support, those calls are going to be worthless, and that's something you have to know for your risk management. Love the mouse this week. Next is Net. So Net had a weird day, but it's been riding this 8-day trend the whole ride up. Literally every time it touches the 8-day, you can just play Cloudflare, 8-day bounce, 8-day bounce, 8-day bounce, literally all the way through. So you have to go with it until it doesn't work anymore. Close at 84.98. You're looking at the 8-day at 83.50. So it's sitting right there. It did touch it a few times and then it bounced on Friday. I was watching it like a hawk. Watch for this to gap up tomorrow. If it doesn't gap up, that's going to be our buy. A touch of the 8-day, buy it here. That would be, what I'm going to be doing is buying it on the 8-day, looking at probably the 85s, maybe 86s for this week. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how futures roll overnight, but have Net on your screen. Looks great. Last but not least, oh my goodness, everybody's most hated stock. I think I have personally lost more money on Amazon this year than any other stock. I've also made a lot when it's right. So for me, at 31.75, this huge it's in this huge channel right here. You guys see the lines where the channel is. It's in this huge local channel that it's really just been tight. It is wound up. It is ready to explode. It's just when. Seasonality tells us that March and April are the great months for Amazon. You get winter earnings, everybody's bullish on it, all that noise that goes with it. I think if the Qs move, it looks like futures, the NASDAQ futures are flying. So it looks like this is going to be another one where if it breaks 3,200, if it breaks 3,200, that's $25. It might gap up tomorrow and be 32.50 for all we know. If it does gap up above 32, it's on watch. My level that I really want to see break is 32.50. If it can break and hold 32.50, I think this thing is going to rocket to 33.65 quick. I think it gets rejected here. I think you retrace and come back, and then you test it again. And honestly, with Amazon, the way it's been acting, I think it comes back shallower pullback, and then maybe end of the month, 3 weeks from now, it rockets through, and then we get to 3,400, 3,500. But Amazon is on the list. These patterns are great patterns to play. And again, look at the volume. Consistently low volume, consistently low. So what I want to see is I like when there's less volume, less buying volume, and price increases. And you saw we had less volume, but price didn't increase. It just had more inside days. So I want to see a good day of either volume above average volume, maybe into here, because right now it's been trading at 4 or 5 million shares a day, which is awful. It needs to be at 7-8 million a share, or 7-8 million shares a day for it to be good. Now we have a little bonus for you. I know we said 5. I know I said 5, but the way crypto is going right now, we got to have it. We got to look at Riot. Bought some in I think it was 7. It was in this area here. It was the $9 calls. I think I sold them at about 10.50. I think I sold them at like 230%, something like that. When I looked at it this weekend, pulled back, power move. As long as Bitcoin is moving up, Riot is going to go crazy. And the way Bitcoin is moving, this right here, inside day, off of this power, come on down. If it gets close, remotely close tomorrow to the 8-day, remotely close, it is an Uber long. And I'm talking like you load Riot and you go with it. Um, you ride it back to all-time highs at 15. I would suggest, for me, I'd be looking at probably the $13 calls. They're probably going to be a buck, 80 cents, 90 cents, somewhere in there for most likely. I'd go January 15th on them. That gives you 3 solid weeks to get back to here. It may just neander. So we'll keep an eye. But Riot, tell you what, this is a parabolic move. And as long as Bitcoin is above 20,000, Riot is a buy. There is no doubt. And bonus number 2, Mara. Absolutely, again, parabolic move coming out of this. This is textbook blow up, reach, pull back right back to the 8-day, which is great, but it's a 50% pullback off the bottom down here. We run up, you come back down. This is your buy. This is where you get really long, because honestly, 14 probably doesn't stand a chance against this 8-day right here. And as you can see, Mara's just been beat down, beat down, beat down, beat down. So Mara is one of those stocks. You could also just buy the stock here. The long-term growth on Mara and Riot, I mean, you could just buy 10,000, 1,000, 500, whatever your account is, but they're so cheap. I mean, $10, you buy 1,000, that's $10,000 in your portfolio. And you're probably going to get a good 50% out of it at least. So really good spot. Think this is great. And think it's just an awesome play for anyone that's interested in, buying something that went parabolic and then it has the retrace on it. Also, just want to remind everybody that this is our website, alphatraders.com. Go ahead and put your info in there, your little email. And then if you guys want, we are giving away, just for the holidays until the 31st, we are giving 25% off. Use the code 25OFF and you get your 3 days, but then you get 25% off any of the packages. So we don't do sales often. That's not how we roll, but for the holidays, for sure, we're going to definitely let people, experience what we do. And I think our members have been pretty happy. At least that's what they've been telling us. So, again, I hope it helps you guys out a little bit, and we'll see you guys this week. Good luck.